Atlus is going a bit out of the usual school setting into a much broader scope. This is the demo for Metaphor Fantazio. Don't go away. So yes, this is the demo. The full game releases on October 11th, but this is something that I am super hyped for. Coming off of Persona 5 and Persona 5 Strikers, I mean, already just with those two games, Persona is one of the best franchises I've ever played. I've yet to play Persona 4, Persona 3 Reload, and with Persona 6 leaks around the corner, I am just so insanely grateful to be part of this franchise now because it is unbelievable. And that's really the only reason why I was hyped for Metaphor Fantazio. Just off the reputation of previous games played, I pre-ordered this game. On first glance, if you know Persona and you see this game, you can actually probably say, yeah, hey, this is probably from the Persona guys, right? And I feel like that was one of the criticisms coming into this game was, this is just Persona with a fantasy skin over it. If you're looking for Persona style stuff in this game, you will 100% find it, which in my opinion is not a negative at all. The idea of social links, time management, raising 5 individual stats throughout the world, turn-based combat, even your companion telling you to go to sleep is here.
Get some rest before tomorrow.
Time to go to sleep.
For real. Shut the f up and sleep.
So you can see the Persona influence here, but I will say it definitely goes for a much larger scope in its world building. Now, I don't know if I'm crazy for this, but when I was younger, I remember demos being an hour, half an hour, something like that. Give a little taste of the game. I spent 7 hours in this demo, which is crazy because that's almost twice the length that I spent in Resident Evil 3 Remake. And something that I picked up on quite early, I don't know how well this will traject into the future of stuff, but more animated cutscenes are in this game. Big plus. It's hard to talk about the characters here because whether it's in games, movies, or even real life, it usually takes time to build up a sort of relationship with characters. But I will say Gallica, I absolutely love this character. She's the fairy companion to the main protagonist, and I was super surprised at how quickly she became my favorite character, super quickly.
Look, I just have a lot on my mind. Can't seem to fall asleep. I'd heard about what it was like in the capital, but still, when you hear and see all this prejudice out in the open, it's a lot. You okay?
I also was, but wasn't surprised of how quick the story draws you in. Normally with longer type games, the story really doesn't start to get invested until you're 25% in the way. But I also say unsurprised because in Persona 5, it really sucks you in with the story right away with the Kamoshida arc.
So this is the intruder.
Kamoshida?
The first cutscene you see is the king getting assassinated, and there's no heir to the throne. Or so the people think. You see, you and a couple other know that the prince is still alive, who is the rightful ruler to the throne now that the king is gone. But he's been cursed for a long time. And you're one of the only people who knows that this prince is still alive. The prince, by the way, is your long-term friend.
I won't give up either. Trust me.
But that's not the thing that I'm mostly excited for. The two things I will say. One is just super obvious at this point. The music and the art style is so godly. It makes all other game menus and soundtracks just diminish. They all look ass compared to anything that Atlus does. Which I always found funny because at the end of the day, creating a cool menu is just having some sort of creativity and a whole lot of effort. There isn't a special code to make this stuff. Is that in this game you don't have personas as your companions in battle. you have archetypes. And let me tell you, this system is gonna be awesome. At first, the archetype was like, okay, this is the replacement for personas. You do change into them during battle instead of just throwing them out like a Pokemon, so that's kind of interesting. But you soon realize how deep this combat is.
We won't come back for anything.
Here!
Not even a dragon!
You can unlock up to 5 archetypes in the demo, but in the library, which is where you do all your archetype studying and you can level them up and inherit skills, etc., you can see all of the locked archetypes, and all these locked doors fill me with excitement because there are so many archetypes to unlock. In the early hours, I had 3 out of 5 unlocked, and one of the locked doors was a healer, and I was like, oh wow, that could be a sick build. My goal was to have a healer in the back to take less physical damage, but do less physical damage upon enemies, but he's a healer. I'm not really going to use him for, attack. And have 2 guys in the front row do more physical damage, but take more physical damage is the trade-off there. But because I had a healer, I would be able to heal them pretty well. So that's why I didn't even use the mage in this demo. I just ran with like the 2 strong brute slasher guys in front and had like my left and right hand running through this dungeon.
No holding back! Easy
That's the
cash.
last of them! The way's clear!
In Metaphor Fantazio, you can change the archetypes for everyone. So anyone who ends up joining your party, you can actually have 3 mages if you want. You could have 3 healers. Like, you could do a full healer battle setup. You could do a full knight setup of just pure hard defensive tactics.
Sold the healer.
Really?
But what you would be missing out on is synthesis attacks. Pair certain archetypes on the board, say healer and knight, or knight and seeker, and you unlock more powerful attacks. The crazy thing about this is that there are so many archetypes to unlock. The amount of combinations you could do on the battlefield is so mind-boggling to think of. The whole archetype system is just something that I'm insanely excited for on October 11th to play through, or to just get started playing through. The runtime is going to be insane on this game. And of course, all the archetypes are locked to social links, which in my opinion is something that the Persona series does, which is it's like absolute calling card of why it's an amazing game globally. If you really boil it down, most games separate story and gameplay progression. Gameplay progression in killing enemies, doing quests, that's how you level up. But Metaphor Fantazio continues the page of the Persona series social links in that, yes, you can level up specific things in combat, you gain more archetypes, and you can level up the archetypes you already have, your social links, which can be simmered down to small short stories. I gained the healer off of this child named Maria, and if I continue to nurture that link, I will gain abilities towards that healer.
I've heard his job can be really dangerous.
The pure-hearted maiden, Maria. Within her dwells the virtue of the healer.
Thank you.
But just like the Persona series, time management is a thing here in Metaphor, and I love it. It restricts the player in the most perfect way. You don't have an infinite amount of time in this game, so you cannot grind out every social link and gain insane armor and then go do a dungeon. Hanging out with someone will cost you the time of the day, which means you missed out on hanging out with someone else, which also means you also missed out on leveling up one of your 5 virtues, which, again, carries over from the Persona series. Although this time it's not charm, knowledge, guts, and stuff, it's things like eloquence, wisdom, stuff like that, up to 5 categories. Increasing these opens up your options in the open world. So time management is one of the most fun things here. You're really balancing out everything. But that's the demo. I still find it crazy that that's just the demo. A demo's purpose really is to get you to answer the question of, should I play this game? And I would find it very surprising if people played this and said, you know what? Nah. Much like the Persona series, Metaphor Fantazio continues the trajectory of Atlus Games just offering every single genre possible, while also offering some of the best music, art design, voice acting, story writing, character writing. Unless this game takes an insane downturn, I don't see this game really, flaming out. I won't go into too much more. For that, you have to wait for my review. Of course, that'll be a while. Game releases on October 11th, and it's supposed to be as long as Persona 5, so that'll be quite a while. Hope you like this video, and check out the demo if you got a chance, or just play a Persona game. Either way, you're gonna enjoy it. For now, I'm your host, Save Player Entertainment. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace out. We're getting around it.
Here we go.
We're here to stop you!
Vitus power. Let's finish this.
Are you prepared?
Hack
and slash!
Let's stay calm. Charging in.
Hit their weakness.
No.
Woo, not too shabby. Let's keep this up, everyone.
What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.